This is Real Retirees Uncut, no filters, no scripts, just conversations about what retirement is really like. Let's meet another real retiree. Give me your name, your age, and where you're from.
My name is Sheri. I am 69 years old and I currently live in London, Ontario, Canada, originally from Michigan in the United States.
Okay. When did you retire and from what career?
I retired when I was 65, so 4 years ago, and I retired from the Thames Valley District School Board of Education.
Okay. Now, what drove your decision to retire? Was there anything that caused you to say, this is enough? I've had enough with this system and it's time for me to go? Was there any driving decision?
I wanted to retire because I wanted the freedom to do things that I wasn't able to do for many years, raising three sons and always having to work to support myself and them when they were at home. I wanted to retire when I was 65, and when I retired, I thought I would be working with my husband in property management, and tried that for a little bit and decided that I liked having the days to myself, and that if he wanted to continue to work, he could do that.
Okay. Now, as you were approaching retirement a few years out, or even early in your career, how did you approach savings? What was your plan or your strategy to make sure that you had sufficient savings to sustain yourself in retirement?
That's one of the things that I wish I could change. I did not save for retirement.
You did
I
not.
did not.
Okay.
Uh, I knew that I would be getting a decent retirement income from the Board of Education. I didn't really know how much it was going to be. And also in Canada, we have two other pensions. One is called old age pension, and the other is Canadian pension. And so I would be having three different checks coming in
Hmm.
per month.
Hmm.
And so as I got closer to the age of retirement, I just, started doing more financial planning, I guess,
Right.
how much they were going to be, and, what my monthly income was going to be.
Yeah.
I have never owned a home, so I was always going to be in the rental market.
Okay.
I figured I was too old to be purchasing a home at this time. And so I wanted to make sure, you never know at this age, if my husband's going to pass away or if I'm going to pass away. I had to be self sufficient with my income.
Okay.
And so the Board of Education was the topper. I was there for almost 40 years, and 35 years, I believe it was 35. And it gave me the added extra income that allowed me to retire with feeling secure about
Yeah.
what my income is.
Okay. Now, pardon my ignorance, but does Canada have what the U.S. has that's equivalent to a 401k um, retirement plan? That you
You
can,
would have to explain the 401k because I've been gone a long time from the US, so I'm not sure exactly how what that pertains.
yeah, there's government savings accounts that the employer offers and sponsors where you can contribute to, and oftentimes the employer will match a certain percentage of what you put in, and that money is set aside for you to use in retirement, whether it is taxable or non-taxable. But either way, it's a usually a government-sponsored employer fund um, that's set aside for you to use as a retirement savings vehicle.
Okay, I believe that's what the pension that I received from OMERS, from the Board of Education. They would actually take so much off the top of my check, they would match that.
Yeah.
I never saw that money at all, and it was put into uh, a savings plan,
Right.
and that is what
Okay.
I'm currently
I
collecting.
got you. Which leads to my next question. Now that you're in retirement, what are your primary sources of income other than the one that you just described? Is there anything else that you're using to sustain yourself from month to month and year to year?
My husband is still employed, so being married, and he's still the breadwinner of the family. So we have a pretty good income for two people who are almost 70. It allows us to travel, uh, to enjoy things that we normally wouldn't do.
Okay.
Like while we were working and had kids and things like that.
Yeah.
So travel is our main source of enjoyment.
So you say you didn't do a lot of saving, so it's probably safe to say that you probably never consulted with a financial advisor.
I didn't, but my husband is the opposite of myself, because he's worked for in a field that doesn't offer a 401k or a retirement plan. Um, the only income he will have when he retires is old age and Canadian pension, and currently that runs about $1,300 a month, where the average one-bedroom small apartment is running like almost $1,500. So uh, he's been planning for a long time. He's invested his money.
Hmm.
He's has what are they, RSPs, something to that effect. He's invested his money.
Okay.
So we're doing well financially, and when he does retire, he will be able to start collecting that income as well. And so we're set for as
Yeah.
long as.
So with the money that you have saved, now that you're retired, have you found it hard to start spending some of that money?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm the opposite of a lot of people, like struggling raising basically three children by myself. My husband and I have only been married for 20 years, and we're
Okay.
almost 70. So we were 50 when we met.
Mhm.
Um, I don't have trouble. I find that I had to rob Peter to pay Paul throughout the years, and once my retirement kicked in, and I am married for a second time, that I'm an Amazon shopaholic. I
Okay.
can, I can afford a lot of things that
Yeah.
I purchase for myself and other people. I spoil our grandkids.
Okay. So let's move on to the Social Security system there in Canada. I'm not sure if it's similar to the one we have in the United States, but are you familiar with the US's version of Social Security?
No, not really.
Okay.
When I left the U.S., I knew that they took Social Security off of my paychecks,
Right.
but and I'm eligible to collect Social Security,
Okay.
even though I am because I'm a landed immigrant in
Yes.
Canada. I'm still a U.S. citizen. I'm still eligible to collect it, but I've never applied for it, and
Okay. And
I'm not familiar.
do you have any plan on when you're going to apply for it?
I don't plan on it. I don't. I know that sounds silly, but I don't need the money. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm by far not rich. We're fine, but
Okay.
to me, it would be a hassle to file income tax in the United States and file income tax in Canada. So
Yeah.
I don't
Typically
plan
in
on
the
it.
US, most people will take it at 62, which is considered early, 67, which is full retirement age, and then as late as 70 and anywhere in between. So kind of the longer you wait, the more that you get. So you say you're not considering taking it, but what is Canada's equivalent to the US Social Security? I think I heard you say something about old age.
Yeah, well, it's social. It's called social insurance.
Okay.
We have a social insurance number instead of a social security number.
Right.
And so it goes into two pensions. One is called Canadian pension,
Yes.
and the other is uh, old age pension. So,
Understand.
and you can start collecting that at the age of 60, but it's kind of what you've described, where the earlier you take it, the you lose money out. If you
Right.
wait till it's later,
And you
then
haven't applied for that either.
oh yes, I'm collecting that now.
You are? Okay.
In Canada,
In
not
Canada.
in the U.S.
All right. In retirement, what does a typical day look like for you now? Just kind of walk me through from the time you get up in the morning until the time you go to bed at night. What does a normal day look like for you?
A normal day for me is kind of a lazy day. I'm up at 5:30 with my husband when he leaves to go to work. I kind of stay up, and I've kind of become like a teenager on social media, where I spend a lot of time scrolling, posting. Um, and then you just kind of get up and do your daily chores. I don't have anything set. I still help my husband with since he's still working, he's in property management. I do the technical part, like we have security cameras,
Yes.
there's emails and things. So
Mhm.
I do that part of the for him because he doesn't
Mhm.
want any part of that.
Right.
So I'm available to assist, throughout his workday.
But it's still on your own terms.
Yes, it's on mine, and and I don't get paid for it.
Okay. Now, now, what do you enjoy most about retirement?
The freedom, the freedom to do what I want, sleep when I want. I used to collect something called Ray Dunn, and it's a pottery, it's coffee mugs, and I can still go, like I can go shopping it's a competitive collection. So you try to get at these stores at 9 o'clock to see what's been put out. It's just the freedom, not having to answer to anybody for the first time in my life.
Yeah. Now, have you had any major lifestyle changes? I know you say you relocated, but since you retired, have you relocated, downsized, traveled more?
We've lived in a 3 bedroom condo, and I talked my husband into, he manages 3 properties, from going from the corporation into managing an apartment building, and it 3 bedroom condo down to a 2 bedroom that, there's not even enough room for your dining room table. We eat with trays. The big lifestyle change there. Had to get rid of a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That was hard. That you've collected that much stuff over the years, and
Yeah.
now get rid of it.
Have you had any major, have you added any new hobbies, new skills, or new interests since you've been retired?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I spent so many years having to learn, as the school board changes, schools change, they introduce computers where they weren't there before, and then the programs change. And working with him, I still learn new programs, but I don't want to learn anything new. I am completely happy being. I wouldn't say I'm a couch potato,
Yeah.
but I'm completely happy not having to learn anything else.
Okay. Now, have there been any big challenges or big surprises since you retired? Anything that happened that you thought was not going to happen, or something that didn't happen that you thought was going to happen?
No, not really.
Okay.
I was, well, I'll take that back. The biggest change is that you do a lot of self reflection. The type of person that I am, I believe I'm an A type person. I always based my job performance on who I was,
Mhm.
and so I I don't know how this would really fit in with retirement, but because I am not having to perform, like do the job, get it done by this time, um, I am now, I think, seeking ways to affirm who I am, and part of that was trying to tell my husband how to do his job, because I went from an office manager to now a husband manager.
Yeah.
But we've decided that I would back off of that.
Okay. Now, do you wish that you would have retired sooner or later, or do you feel that you retired at about the right time?
If I would have had my ducks in a row, I would have retired sooner. I love the freedom. I love to be able to travel. I just, you know, to the biggest thing is when you retire is to be able to self sustain yourself with
Yeah.
your income,
Yeah.
and that is either being married or single. Because you never know at this age what life holds.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have planned more. I would have been like my husband and invested my money.
Yeah.
Once my kids were gone, I would have done more planning.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, looking back, is there anything that you wish that you would have done differently?
Definitely, I would have taken all of my little spendthrift money that on things I didn't need,
Yeah.
and invested it into something that would have benefited me later in
Yeah.
life.
Now, I heard you mention travel. Describe to the audience the best trip that you've taken since you retired.
Oh, oh, I'm going to say cruising. My husband and I have gone to all-inclusive islands, but it's very limited.
Mhm.
And when you cruise, you are going to islands, and you can go to the same islands several times, but you always select something new to do.
Yeah.
You can do the old part of San Juan or the new part of San Juan,
Right.
and so each trip is different. Sometimes there's physical ailments
Yeah.
that that creep up, and I'm on a scooter now, which I don't need at home, but this is a lot of walking.
Yeah.
So I would say this has been a really good trip for us.
So there's really hasn't been one favorite place.
Oh, one favorite place to travel. I like the islands, Barbados,
Okay.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
All right. Tell us a couple things you're glad that you no longer have to deal with when it comes to the workplace.
I'm glad that I don't have to deal with bosses, people above me. Like mentioned earlier, my time is my own. I set the time frame of what I want to do. And it's just, all I can say is freedom, being able to breathe and not having to answer to anyone.
Yeah. What is your definition of retirement success? If you had to sum it up in a few words or a sentence or two, how would you define retirement success?
I would say that it's peace of mind. And I believe that um, if you retire and you aren't financially stable, that's just an added worry. That's kind of like how I was years ago when I was a single mother of three kids, where you had to scrimp and scrape, to get by. And um, I just think that the peace of mind knowing that whether I'm with my husband or not, that I'm going to be able to enjoy my life the
Yeah.
way that I want to live it now.
Okay. And finally, if there's anything else that you could share with the audience that's maybe 5 to 10 years from retirement, what would that advice be? Maybe something that we haven't already covered, or just any other general advice that you want to give to someone.
I think the most important thing that I have learned for the last 5 years is you never know when your time's going to be when you pass away. And to enjoy each and every day and not sweat the little things
Yeah.
because they really don't matter.
Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you very much for your time, all the great advice. Wish you much continued success in retirement. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.